video, I'm going to take 1.5 pounds of clay and I'm going to throw a Pilsner that's narrower than the hand can accommodate. I'm going to pretend that my hand is bigger than it is because my hands are actually long but narrow. Lots of people have very wide hands, and you have to learn how to finish your piece in sections so you can keep getting down in there, finish the bottom third, then do the second third, and then the top third you choke in so that you can always get your hand down in there. So we're going to do that today. When you're going tall and narrow, take a little time and cone your clay up and down so that your clay particles are really compressed. You don't want your clay being any of the problem with your process. All right, I'm going to push down and I'm going to open this Pilsner a little less than 2 inches. A small little base. I feel like my bat's gonna move on me, so I'm just gonna take a minute and push a little clay in to hold it down. There we go. Hopefully that'll keep it from sliding around. Go ahead and compress your floor so you don't have any S-cracks later. And leave a little extra weight in there because tall, narrow pots are tippy and you don't want to tip them over. So I'm going to leave a full 1/4 inch floor in my pot so that it's seated well with its small foot. Now I'm just going to choke this in and I'm just going to grab this wall and bring it up. And right now I'm just making a simple cylinder. And I'm going to let this cylinder flare out so that a large hand can fit down in there. I'm going to set up this pull. My middle finger will still meet all the way to the floor. Then I'm going to go straight up and taper out a little bit so that the hand can fit in. That's one. I'm going to set up this pull again. My inside finger is holding the floor, and I'm going to taper out so I can get my hand in again. See how tall it's getting? Don't leave a lot of weight at the top to torque your pot. It's 6.5 inches tall now, but I still have quite a bit of clay to get out of the bottom. So you can see how wide it is. I'm going in again and getting that clay. And pushing it in and bringing it up. And now a little taper outward. You've got to hold center with every single revolution. This is really open wide at the top here, not where we're going to end up. It's 4 1/4 inches across. My hand has enough for 2 more fingers to fit in. Right? I'm going to come down here and now I'm going to put some moisture on the wall, not let it sit in the floor. And I'm going to start to make my shape. And it's going to taper inward up for a whole third of this pot. In, in, in. Now, I don't have the exact lines that I want yet for this pot. And when you're throwing for a bigger hand, it's almost going to look like a chalice. So I'm going to take my rib now and start to create that beautiful curve. Do you see it curving inward? I'm ignoring all of this so my hand can still get down in there. And I'm going to push down a little at the base and taper in again. Full revolutions around until somewhere right about here is when I'm going to start tapering out. Go ahead, since you're done down in there now, and compress it. Now you should have a nice thickness of wall there because your hand has been able to get down in this part easily to work at the base. And what I have is a little too much. It's almost at, well, it's a little bit over 1/4 of an inch. So why don't I go down in there while I still can and get it? So I'm gonna put some moisture on there. Only my fingers can fit down in there. I'm gonna set up my pull and bring that extra clay up. You see it? All the way till I'm a full 1/3 of this Pilsner. A full 1/3. Now, let's see what the thickness is. You don't have to have a thick base because this opening at the top is making it easy for you to get down in there. Now, it's a little under 1/4 of an inch, which I like. Don't make your Pilsner too thin. Why? You want to keep your beer cold. Okay, so now that I have this pretty much how I want it at the base, while I can still get my hand in, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. And I'm coming up under it. I've done a nice undercut. It looks really small-footed right now, but that's because the upper 2/3 of this pot is still opened up for the big hand to get down in there. That's looking pretty good. I like that taper inward. I'm gonna give it a little bit of more of a turn inward right here. So I'm just full revolutions around pushing in, but I'm pulling, so it shouldn't be getting any thicker. It should be holding the perfect thickness of the wall right there. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? So now I'm gonna go ahead and check the floor, because my hand is not gonna get back in there, and clean up any cleanup that I need to do right now. Come back, and if I pushed anything out with my fingers right there, I'm gonna fix it now, okay? So now I have to work this whole part of the pot into the form. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just strengthen this top with a little bit of a turn inward. And now shaping is going to be so subtle. I'm gonna come right below, and my inside hand is creating a nice curve for this Pilsner. And look at how now I'm almost going straight up and down. And I'm gonna give it a slight taper inward. I'm gonna look at the shape, what is now the middle of my pot. And I'm gonna work on the line. Do you see it? What is now the middle of my pot? And I'm gonna work on the line to right about there, because I'm getting to where my hand is not gonna be going inside. I have a few throwing rings right here on the inside, so I'm just gonna go get them with my rib right now and take them out. So once I feel good about the line all the way from the base up through the top 1/3, you'll notice my opening is still 4 1/4 inches to out here. It's a big opening. I still have a good bit of thickness on my rim. I'm gonna go ahead and thin the rim out and then choke it in just a little bit. So I'm getting it to about the thickness that I want. You don't want a big thick rim on a Pilsner, because if you do have a big thick rim, it's not gonna feel right for the delicate drinking vessel that a Pilsner is. Choke it in a little bit, but don't do it paper thin either, because you don't want it chipping. You want it to have a long life. So now I'm just kind of getting rid of some throwing rings before I perfect the line of this top 1/3 of my vessel. looking at the line of this pot. And right in here, you can see it loses its beautiful line. So I'm going to work on making it beautiful all the way to the top. I think this opening is still just a little wide. Not that this won't do, it will, but I'm going to have a little taper inward, and it's going to make this glass just a little more sexy. See that nice little curve inward? And I'll give you the dimensions of this wonderful piece. The line is looking really good all the way up the pot now. Thinning this out. What do you think? I think it's beautiful. That is 1.5 pounds of clay. It's thrown for a wider hand, so we finished sections of it while the hand could still get down in. It is 8 inches tall, maybe 8 2/16, and the outside diameter of the foot is maybe about 3, and the diameter up here to outside diameter is 3 1/4. Looks like this must be a little smaller than 3. I don't know, looks like it's 3. I like it. I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. I'm going to go ahead and cut a little bit of a spiral at the base. Why? Just because I want to. So I'm going to take the edge of my rib, put it against the pot, push in and slowly come up and move off. It's a place where in my atmospheric kiln, it's going to catch really exciting things. Glaze would pool there. And I'm just going to let these Pilsners have one surface. May have a different liner glaze, but I don't know. If it goes in the Kazagama kiln, there'll be Shino on the inside and wood and soda on the outside. But even if you glazed this in glazes, it's going to pool nicely down there and give an accent. I hope you enjoyed that.